good morning. I'm Becky, the care assistant from New Sutton House. Today we're going to have a little go at making potato leek soup. Really easy, you don't need a lot of ingredients, and the good thing about this is once you do make it, if you want, you can actually freeze some and get some out another time. So let's get started. Okay, first thing we need then, our ingredients. So we just need a bag of potatoes. We just really need probably half a bag of potatoes, or slightly less than half. Any potatoes will do, okay, whatever your preference is. Then we need some leeks, so wash these and clean them ready. So we've got 4 leeks here. And then we need some onions. Now obviously we only need 1 or 2 small onions. What I tend to do is keep those ready for another time when I'm going to make some soup as well. And then we also need some vegetable stock cubes. And obviously we also need a pint of cold water. Okay, right, let's get started. So first of all then, I need a chopping board and either a potato peeler or a little knife. I use a knife, it's not very sharp. I'm not very good with the potato peeler. It tends to take me all day. So first thing we do, after I've washed my hands, is we start peeling the potatoes. So we have a go at peeling them and then chop them, if we can, roughly in half, so they're still not too small, and then we put them into our saucepan that we're going to cook the soup in. Now you can use smaller saucepans. I've got this one today just to show you. That's what I'm going to be using. So we'll do another potato. So ideally we need sort of 6 to 8 potatoes that we can peel. And again, once you've peeled it, cut it in half and put it in your saucepan. So what I have done, obviously before I started this, is I've just cut a couple more potatoes up ready. So another potato cut, and then I've actually already got some potatoes that I've cut. So I'm going to just stick them into the saucepan. So far we've just got a saucepan with some potatoes in. Okay, just going to scrape the peelings away. Okay, next thing, our leeks. So they've all been had a little wash under the cold water. So we chop each end, because what we don't want is we don't want the start bit and we don't want the end bit in the soup. So we just literally want the middle bit. Okay? And then all we're going to do on here is slice them as literally as thin as we possibly can. So that's one of our leeks done. And again, we're just going to tip it into the saucepan with the potatoes. So that's one done. And then cut off the both ends that we're not going to use, and then again slice it up. Just make sure you keep the knife well away and move your hands along as you slice it. So again, we've got another one ready. Now sometimes you can use 2 leeks. I'm actually going to use 4 leeks today. But you can use 2 or 4, it's entirely up to you. But I quite like it with the leek flavour in. So put those 2 again, and then we're just going to slice it. Just really roughly, doesn't matter if they're not the same size, because we're going to put it on to cook and they're going to really soften. And then if you have got a blender at the end, we're going to blend it and blitz it down. You don't have to have one, because some people like chunky soup, so then you can leave it nice and chunky. So there's the rest of the leeks chopped, and I'm just popping them into my saucepan. Okay, so in here at the moment we've got a potato and our leeks. Right then, so now we're going to move on to just chopping the onions. This I try and do really quick, because otherwise my eyes start running. So I'll chop both ends off, and then I peel the skin off. So we've just got an onion, and all we're doing is slicing it into little pieces. So Slice in half first, I normally do, and then slice into like little bite-sized chunks. And then the other one, so today we're going to use 2 onions, and then again, just take the skin off. Again, I try and do this really quick, because you can guarantee in a minute, my eyes will be worried. There we go, so onion all chopped up, and then there we go as well. Okay, so far it's looking good, smells beautiful already. Right, just get rid of these onions because I can feel my eyes tingling. Put them in the bin. Right then. Okay, next thing that we need then is our vegetable cubes. So any vegetable cubes, I mean these ones I bought this morning, but any shop will do vegetable cubes. Stock cubes, vegetable stock cubes they're called. So we open our stock cube up and literally just break it up. Some of them actually sprinkle, so you can just sprinkle it in. Another one. And again, just break it up. Now I'm going to use one more today, but only because it's a big saucepan, to make sure the flavours actually get everywhere. So normally we'd use 2, but today we're going to use 3 because I'm using a bigger saucepan. Okay, so sprinkle that one up as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to wash my hands. So obviously I've got, here we go. Okay, I'm back, nice clean hands. So in here so far then, we've got your potatoes and your leeks, and your onion all chopped up, and your vegetable stock cube. So all we need to add now is a litre or 480 mils of water. So we're just going to very carefully pour that in. Now as you can see, very carefully, it's not actually filled the vegetables. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more cold water. I think because the saucepan's big. Okay, ideally it needs to be covering, yeah, that's much better. Needs to cover all the vegetables, and everything needs to sit in the water. So if there's not enough, you just add a little bit more. Push it all down, and then if you've got a lid on your saucepan, and then literally that's going to go onto the gas now. So I'm going to put it onto the oven. Literally a medium heat, so I would say medium heat. If you've got electric, a medium electric, and then that just needs to simmer really for about 45 minutes to an hour. So after sort of half an hour I will check it, and we'll see how we go from there. See you in a bit, bye. Hello. Right, the soup's been cooking now for about 30 minutes, so I've cleaned up the area again, put everything in the bin. I've got a masher out ready, potato masher, and I've actually got this little blender. That's what I've got. Just plug it in, little blender. You can buy these anywhere. Supermarkets, that very dear, about 3 or 4 quid. You have to, some people might have a big blender, but I just use this one. Find it fine. Okay. Just going to show you the soup, what it looks like at the moment. Okay. So, right then. So at the moment we've got the saucepan boiling. Okay. Very carefully take the lid off, and as you can see, it's all simmering. So what I'm going to do for the next sort of 15 minutes or so is I'm going to just turn it down a fraction. Okay, so it can just simmer, and then pop the lid back on. Okay, and then we just let it carry on a little bit longer. Hello, right, looks like the soup's ready. It's been doing for 45 minutes, so I'm just going to have a little look what it looks like. So, let's see if we can just have a look. So we're just going to, oh, hang on. There we go. So it's all ready, all done, everything's nice and soft inside. So what I'm just going to do now is give it sort of 10 minutes just to cool down a little bit, because we don't want to get burnt or scalded. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to blitz it. Okay? See you in about 10 minutes. Bye. Hello, right then. Saucepan is here. It's cooled for 10 minutes. Okay, so it's on a wire tray, so not to mark the side. and it's not steaming hot, so we're going to have a go at blitzing it. Now at this point, if you want, you can just mash it down so you've still got some lumps in to make it a lumpy soup, but I'm going to actually blitz it down. So I've plugged my little handheld mixer in. Now what you do is you actually push this right down into the soup and don't lift it up whilst it's spinning round, as I've done that before and ended up covered in soup. So I advise you, push it right down and then hold it down. If you do want to lift it up, stop it first. You've come apart. Right, try again. Okay, so as you can see, I'll lift you up, it's starting to go nice. Oh, hang on, where are you? Nice and smooth. Okay, so a couple more attempts at getting it nice and smooth. Right then, that's as good as I'm going to get, I think. So, unplug it and then give it a tap. That needs to be washed. Right then, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you what it looks like in a nice bowl. So I'm going to get my ladle and give it a mix, and then there you go, your homemade leek potato soup, full of goodness. Enjoy. Hello, at the beginning when I started doing the soup, I mentioned about freezing soup. If you had too much, you can freeze it for another day. All I tend to do is get a mug, decent sized mug, okay, and then I get a food bag, nice clean fresh food bag, and after you've washed your hands clean, open the food bag out so it's sitting over the cup. Then I just get the ladle, okay, and all I'm going to do literally is put some of the soup and into the cup. All this does, it just allows you to sort of have like a nice portion ready for next time. And what I find is, fill the cup up. There we go. So nice and full to the top. Now you can either leave that to sit and cool in there for a bit, because obviously we need to make sure it's cold before we put it into the freezer, or you can just take it out, and then I just normally open it up on the kitchen side and it flattens out, and then I'll just leave it like that to cool, and then I'll do another one. So that way the soup can last a couple of meals, and then once it's froze, I'll tie the bag up, tie a knot in it, put it in the freezer. So next time you want soup, if you know you want it on the afternoon, in the morning, take it out, because it'll come out frozen, put it into a bowl so it can defrost in the fridge or on the side, and then later on that day when it's defrosted, you can just pop it in the microwave, 1.5 minutes, and you've got a nice bowl of fresh soup. Thank you, bye bye.